So we talked about decimals, we talked about fractions. They were both parts of a whole. Well, then it comes to no surprise that you can change decimals into fractions and later on fractions to decimals because really they mean the same thing, right? So there are 4 steps to changing decimals to fraction. Step 1, write down the decimal number. Right? So if I tell you 15 thousandths, as a decimal you would write 15 thousandths, like that. All right. Then it says write your cheat, which the cheating part is how you figure out the place value. So if you didn't know that that was 15 thousandths, okay, this is how you can cheat by figuring out the place value. So I'm going to do several examples here. So let's say I gave you this decimal, okay, and you don't know how to read it. You don't know what the place value for the 3 is. Well, you can put the 1 below the decimal, put a 0 below the 3, and you have 10. So you know this is 3/10. It's in the tenths place. If I were to give you this decimal, okay, the way you can figure out what place value that is, you put the 1 below the decimal, put the zeros below the digits, and you have 100. So this is 4 hundredths. You know the 4 is in the hundredth spot. So with this number here, you put the 1 below the decimal, you put the zeros below those numbers, and you have 1,000. So you know that this is 15 thousandths. So that's the part where you cheat. Now, the way you read it, 15 thousandths, so you read it. The way you read it is the way you would write it as a fraction. So if the decimal is 15 thousandths, then the fraction would be 15 over 1,000. Now the last step would be to simplify, because 15 thousandths is not simplified. We can actually simplify 15 and 1,000, right? What goes into 15 and 1,000? That's how you simplify a fraction. Think about a number that can go into both the numerator and the denominator. And since they end in 5 and 0, I know I can divide them by 5 over 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 1,000 divided by 5, well, think about what is 100 divided by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So then 1,000 divided by 5 would be 200. You just add an extra 0 to the back of that. And that is simplified. We cannot simplify this fraction anymore. Okay, so those are the 4 steps to changing decimals to fractions. You write down the decimal number. There's your cheat part, so you can figure out whether it's tenths, hundredths, or thousandths. Right? You put the 1 below the decimal and then put zeros below the rest of the numbers. The way you read it is the way you write it as a fraction. 15 thousandths, that's how you would write it as a fraction. For 3/10ths, it would have been 3 over 10. For 4 hundredths, it would be 4 over 100. Then the last step is to simplify your fraction.